ഹായ് ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, എല്ലാവർക്കും RRB ലെവൽ 1 ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ഡി എക്സാം പ്രിപ്പറേഷൻ 2021 എപ്പിസോഡ് 2 സ്വാഗതം. കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷനുമായി റിലേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള 50 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചായിരുന്നു. ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് റാപ്പിഡ് ഫയറിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത 50 ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് റിലേറ്റഡ് ടു കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ പരിചയപ്പെടാം. ഇതുവരെ ഈ ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാത്തവർ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബും ഷെയറും ചെയ്ത് സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കരുത്. അതുപോലെ നിങ്ങളുടെ സജഷൻസും കമൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. ഇനി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. വിച്ച് കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷണൽ അമെൻമെൻറ്റ് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് ദ മിനി കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ? 42nd Amendment. The constitutional amendment which is known as the mini constitution is the 42nd Amendment. Which are the three words inserted into the preamble by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment of 1976? Socialist, secular, integrity. The three words which are inserted into the preamble by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment of 1976 is socialist, secular and integrity. The only date that is mentioned in the preamble of Indian Constitution is 26th November 1949. The date mentioned in the preamble of the Indian Constitution is 26th November 1949. The preamble of the Indian Constitution start with dash. We the people of India. The preamble of the Indian Constitution start with we the people of India. According to preamble, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. According to the preamble, India is a sovereign, secular, socialist, democratic republic. Supreme Court declared the preamble is the part of the Indian Constitution on the basis of which case? Keshavananda Bharati case of 1973. The case by which Supreme Court declared the preamble is the part of Indian Constitution is Keshavananda Bharati case of 1973. According to Article 1, India shall be a union of states. According to Article 1, India shall be a union of states. What is the nature of the Indian Constitution? It is quasi-federal. The nature of the Indian Constitution is quasi-federal. Indian Constitution is described as federal in term and unitary in spirit. Indian Constitution is described as federal in term, unitary in spirit. Dash has the power to form new states. Parliament. Parliament has the power to form new states. Which type of majority is needed by the Parliament to form a new state? Simple majority. Majority needed to form a new state by the Parliament is simple majority. Which article deals with the formation of new states? Article 3. The article which deals with the formation of new states is Article 3. Who was the chairman of the Linguistic Province Commission appointed by Government of India in 1948? S.K. Thar. The chairman of the Linguistic Province Commission appointed by the Government of India in 1948 is S.K. Thar. The Linguistic Province Committee appointed by Congress in December 1948 was JVP Committee. The Linguistic Province Committee appointed by the Congress in December 1948 was JVP Committee. Which was the first state formed based on language? Andhra State. The first state formed based on language is Andhra State. When was Andhra State formed? It was formed on 1st October 1953. Andhra State was formed on 1st October 1953. In which year was the State Reorganization Commission was appointed? In 1953. The State Reorganization Commission was appointed in the year 1953. Who was the chairman of the State Reorganization Commission? Fasal Ali. The chairman of the State Reorganization Commission was Fasal Ali. In which year the State Reorganization Act was passed? In 1956. The State Reorganization Act was passed in the year 1956. When was the 14 states and 6 union territories formed? On 1st November 1956. 14 states and 6 union territories are formed on 1st November 1956. Which was the 15th state of India? Gujarat, formed on 1960. The 15th state of India was Gujarat, 1960. Which was the 25th state of India? Goa, 1987. The 25th state of India is Goa, 1987. Which was the 29th state of India? Telangana. The 29th state of India is Telangana. When did Telangana came into being? on 2nd June 2014. Telangana came into being on 2nd June 2014. Which was the military operation that annexed Hyderabad to India? Operation Polo. The military operation that annexed Hyderabad to India was Operation Polo. Which was the princely state annexed to India through referendum? Junagadh. The princely state annexed to India through referendum is Junagadh. Who did an important role for the unification of princely states? Vallabhbhai Patel. The person done an important role for the unification of princely states is Vallabhbhai Patel. Who was the secretary to the Department of States formed for the unification of princely states? V.P. Menon. The secretary to the Department of States formed for the unification of princely states was V.P. Menon. Who was the Malayali who helped Patel for unification of princely states? V.P. Menon. The Malayali who helped Sardar Patel for the unification of princely states is V.P. Menon. Which part of the Indian Constitution deals with the citizenship of India? Part 2. The part of the Constitution that deals with the citizenship of India is Part 2. From which country did India adopted single citizenship? From Britain. The country from which India adopted single citizenship is from Britain. According to Citizenship Act of 1955, how many ways a person can acquire the Indian citizenship? By 5 ways: by birth, by descent, by naturalization, by incorporation of territory, by registration. According to Citizenship Act of 1955, a person can acquire the Indian citizenship by 5 ways: by birth, by descent, by naturalization, by incorporation of territories, and by registration. How many ways a citizen may lose his Indian citizenship? In 3 ways. A citizen may lose his Indian citizenship in 3 ways. What is the number of years required for a person to live in India for applying for Indian citizenship through registration? 5 years. The number of years required for a person to live in India for applying to an Indian citizenship through registration is 5 years. The power to pass an act relating to citizenship is vested upon with Parliament. The power to pass an act relating to citizenship is vested with the Parliament. When did the Parliament pass Indian Citizenship Act? In 1955. The Parliament passed Indian Citizenship Act in 1955. Indian Constitution adopted the idea of fundamental rights from which Constitution? US Constitution. The idea of fundamental rights has been taken from US Constitution. The part of Indian Constitution which is called as the Magna Carta of India and keystone of Indian Constitution is fundamental rights. The part of the Constitution that is called the Magna Carta of India and the keystone of the Constitution is fundamental rights. Who is known as the architect of fundamental rights? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Architect of fundamental rights is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Which part of Indian Constitution deals with the fundamental rights? Part 3. The part of Constitution which deals with the fundamental rights is Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. Which are the articles of the Indian Constitution which deals with the fundamental rights? Articles from 12 to 35. The articles of the Indian Constitution which deals with the fundamental rights are articles from 12 to 35. The total number of fundamental rights in the Constitution is 7. The total number of fundamental rights in the Constitution is 7. Right to property is a dash right. It is a legal right. Right to property is a legal right. Which constitutional amendment deleted the right to property from the list of the fundamental rights? 44th Amendment. The constitutional amendment deleted the rights to property from the list of the fundamental rights is the 44th Amendment of the Indian Constitution. Who was the Prime Minister who deleted the right to property from the list of the fundamental rights? Morarji Desai. The Prime Minister who deleted the right to property from the list of fundamental rights was Morarji Desai. Which was the article called by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as the heart and soul of the Indian Constitution? Article 32. The article of the Indian Constitution which was called as The heart and soul of Indian Constitution by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is Article 32. Who has the power to amend the fundamental rights? Parliament. The power to amend the fundamental rights vests with the Parliament. The fundamental rights may be suspended during emergency by whom? By the President of India. The fundamental rights may be suspended during emergency by the President. Which are the fundamental rights that are not to be suspended during emergency? Article 20 and Article 21 cannot be suspended during emergency. The fundamental rights not to be suspended during emergency are Article 20 and Article 21. The fundamental right which is automatically suspended during external emergency are the 6 freedoms. The fundamental rights which is automatically suspended during external emergency is the 6 freedoms. Thank you.